Step one is to prioritize pathos. When deciding on visuals, consider how you want the design to make your user feel. Include visuals that invoke those feelings and emotions rather than visuals that portray the logic of the subject matter. So think of this awesome ad for Akira, right? How does this make you feel? To me, it's intense. It's brutal. It's kind of scary. It's uneasy, destructive rage, right? That's what Akira was all about. A wonderful movie. But this makes you feel all of those things, and that's exactly what you're supposed to feel. All right, so next is to ensure cohesion. When including many visuals throughout a design, make sure they feel like they belong together. Different styled visuals will feel out of place. Remember, many repeating visuals create one cohesive design. That's what we talked about in our previous course when we talked about repetition, right? Bunch of little pieces combined to create one big cohesive design, one big piece. So you look here, this isometric styled room graphic sort of thing that this design is going for is all over the place. And each of these pages, each of these graphics, they all look like they belong together. So if you have graphics, let's say you're using a bunch of stock photos or something like that. If you're going to use stock photos, it's a good idea to use stock photos all from the same place, and more particularly the same artist, because they'll use different filters on photos, right? And if you've got a bunch of different filtered photos or different edited photos, they're all going to look like they're not cohesive and they don't really fit in or belong there. Some of them will be super bright. Some of them will be a little darker, maybe more gritty, but they won't feel like they go together. So whether you're using stock photos or whether you're using icons or just illustrations or graphics or whatever, make sure they are cohesive and they look like they belong together. So lastly, include abstraction. Don't be too on the nose with your visuals. Not always, but often it's difficult to portray authenticity through concrete or literal visuals. However, more abstract visuals can prioritize pathos without feeling scripted or forced. So let's say you work for some sort of software company and you want your user to feel happy while using your software. So if you're too literal or concrete, you would probably include a picture of someone smiling at a computer. That's a little too on the nose, and that can sometimes not feel very authentic because they just look like an actor, a bad actor, smiling in front of a computer. And if that's what you want them to feel, the user's going to say, oh, that's what you want me to feel, rather than including some sort of abstraction to evoke those emotions.